Hi, I'm Greg Pettis with Dominion Pest Control Distributors. We'd like to welcome you to our discussion today on a new product called Nature-Cide. And in addition to being a distributor, we're also a pest control company based out of Pennsylvania. And I have with me today some of our technicians. This is Jason Rothamal. Jason is our new product tester. Anything that comes in off the street from any of the other manufacturers, we like to run it through him out in the field to test it. And then we also have with us Blanton, who is our green team leader, and he is out in the field using Nature-Cide every day. So we're here to collect some thoughts from these guys and let you know what we know. And we're very excited because we just found out that Residex is going to be carrying the Nature-Cide product line. So, we were approached by Nature-Cide and they wanted to see how it worked in the pest control market. And so we agreed to test it. And of course, I handed it over to Jason, being our new product analyst. And he kept coming back to me, telling me, you got to try this stuff. And so just go ahead and tell us about that, Jason.
Well, at first, like anybody with a new product, you're hesitant. And when I heard green, I'm sure Greg heard my eyes roll. And it was very hesitant at first to use it. When I started using it, I started seeing results instantly, using the pest management day in, day out. And I kept telling Greg, okay, I need more to keep testing because it was working. It was working on spiders. It was working on flies. It was working on repelling ants from properties.
Mm-hmm. And then we eventually put Blanton out there full time. What happened was Blanton approached me and said, hey, listen, I really like this product. I'd like to use it on a regular basis. And so we just went ahead and said, Blanton, just go ahead and use Nature-Cide. And so he was using it inside, outside, having great results with it. So we'd like to show you some of the products before we get started here. Actually, the concentrates first. This is the pest management product, which is really incredible. This is a cedar oil and a cinnamon-based product. And we power spray with this product. You can use it in a backpack sprayer, a backpack mister. It's very user-friendly. It smells great. And then the other product that we have here that is very popular, being used heavily inside for bed bugs, is the AllPurpose concentrate. This is a clove and cottonseed product. And from these two concentrates, we have an entire product line that we'll show you here in a minute. But something else we want to talk about is that we found that using it out in the field, if we mix Residex's extended performance product, the XP, that we just get a bigger bang for the buck. And so, Blanton, I know you've been using these two products mixed together, the pest management and the poly. Go ahead and just tell us what you've been seeing out in the field.
Well, when we started mixing the pest management with the extended performance product, we were noticing that it has a lot more kind of longevity to the actual residual of the product. So when we're applying it to houses, we're seeing that kill, that knockdown that everyone would expect. And then we're seeing a continued effect for, 2 months out. We're still seeing insects wanting nothing to do with these houses. They're repelling it. The product's been great. It's been really, lasting for a lot longer than we could have hoped for when we first started using it with the extended performance added into it. Mm-hmm.
And Jason, you were telling us how you were noticing a better delivery with the XP product mixed in. Out in the field, it was sticking better. So go ahead and tell us about the delivery on it.
When I first started testing it, it was just the pest management. Then Greg mentioned I should use a sticker and explained what a sticker does. Right away, I noticed that it flows out of we use a JD9 gun. It was flowing out of the JD9 gun a lot smoother than our normal residual pesticide. I was using the sticker with the product. I noticed it wouldn't run down the house, around the windows when you paint out the windows, the soffits, around the doors. You sprayed it, it stayed, so you're using a lot less product.
Right. And we're typically using, how much would you say on the outside of a house with the pest management product?
Your average house, you're using between 4 and 6 gallons of product. with the JD9, you're going to be using a little bit more because it does have a much wider flow to it. But if you put it down to a wide fan spray, you can get really good coverage without using a phenomenal amount of the product, and you still get that coverage that you need, and you still get that result that you're looking for.
Now, both these concentrates are non-toxic and all natural, which is really great, because one of the benefits that we didn't talk about yet is that you can actually spray it pretty much anywhere. Back in California, where they use the product really, really hard, they're actually defunking trash cans with it, which is really neat to see, because you wouldn't think of a pesticide being something that you could clean out a trash can with, or garbage can. But it's just that safe. It smells great because of the cedar oil and the cinnamon based. So go ahead and tell us more about that.
Well, one of the things that is great about it is you can put it almost anywhere. I mean, like he was saying, you can put it inside of a trash can. You can spray furniture, exterior furniture, and stuff like that with it. Because spiders love outdoor furniture. We all know that. This stuff is great because you can spray it right on there and it solves your problem. You can basically broadcast an entire house without having to worry about the shrubbery nearby, or if you're spraying around some delicate or sensitive plants or even edible plants. You don't have to be concerned that this product is going to either damage the plant or harm the people that are going to be eating that produce after the fact.
In fact, the hydro that we're going to talk about later, the hydro product is actually made to be sprayed on vegetables, edibles, which is wonderful to keep insects off of that as it's growing.
You can spray pretty much anything from the curb to the peak of the roof with the Nature-Cide product. You have no label restriction on it. The only thing I wouldn't suggest doing is spraying the neighbor's dog, the people in the backyard, or the kids. But you don't have to worry about any label restriction like you do with a pyrethroid, where you're limited on how far out you can go, how far up you can go, how far around a window, what you can treat, what you can't treat. This you can literally do from the curb to the backyard and everything in between.
And I got to tell you, customers love seeing that their house is completely sprayed. When you're using a chemical product, you are very limited. With this, you broadcast their entire house. You're not using a phenomenal amount of product because of Residex's XP, and it looks great to a customer. It really does.
And they love the smell.
Yeah.
Every customer that I've tested this at loves the smell.
We do a lot of stink bug work in our area. Pennsylvania got hit pretty hard with the brown marmorated stink bugs. In fact, 2010 destroyed about 30% of our crops. So we got very aggressive with that, and back then we had to use a synthetic pyrethroid. The Department of Ag was recommending that, and as pretty much everybody knows in our industry, the EPA has been pretty hard on synthetic pyrethroids here recently, and the labels are getting tighter and tighter as far as the restrictions go. So the nice thing is when we're talking about using Nature-Cide, this is non-toxic, it's all natural, and as Jason mentioned, really you can spray it anywhere. So if you want to paint a house, so to say, with it, you can. It's perfectly fine to do that. And we've been finding here lately that stink bugs do not like Nature-Cide. So let's talk about the all-purpose concentrate now. This is the product that's being used in hotels, mostly for bed bugs. Now, I was actually down in Florida, and I walked into this hotel room that just smelled like smoke, and I thought to myself, I have no idea if there's bed bugs in this place, but I had my all-purpose pre-mixed in the 32 ounce, and I just said, you know what, even though this place stinks, I'm going to change it right now. And I took out my 32 ounce pre-mixed all-purpose bottle, and I just sprayed everywhere. I sprayed the curtains, I sprayed the bed, I sprayed the baseboards. And I was amazed at how quickly it just drowned out that smell. But the really neat thing is I didn't have to worry about bed bugs. Guys like us, when we go into a place, what's the first thing we do? We strip the bed, we take out the drawers, we get our flashlights, and that's because we're trained to do that, and we know better, we're educated. But when I had the 32 ounce, I said, why bother? You know, let me just take out my all-purpose and just spray the room down and get over it. And so I did that, and at that point, I didn't even care if there was bed bugs because I knew that they would die trying to get to me if they were present. So the all-purpose is great for bed bugs. However, we've noticed it kill pretty much everything out there. I haven't seen an insect die from anything faster. Why don't you guys tell me what your experience is?
One of the in my experience with chemicals, one of the more difficult insects to kill have been earwigs, European earwigs. And I did a little bit of a trial with the Nature-Cide AllPurpose, and it was literally seconds, and they were dead, just laying there dead, nothing. And you're hard pressed to find that with any chemical product, you know. And this is a safe, you know, chemical-free essential oil product, and boom, they were gone. I've noticed incredible knockdown on wasps and hornets, very quicker than any synthetic pyrethrin I've ever seen. And this is chemical free. Again, it's an essential oil product. It hits them, they are down.
I have to confess, one of my favorite things to do is catch bugs at home and record time to death. It's just something I do for fun because I want to represent the product and with truthfulness. So I 2 times now I've had the stink bugs where one got in somehow, the kids left the door open or something, and in both instances it was less than 60 seconds that stink bug died. And you guys know we do a lot of stink bug work. Have you ever seen a stink bug die within 60 seconds from anything? No. In fact, I'm impressed that you can have 2 concentrates that are entirely different but both do such an excellent job. And of course, as we mentioned before, if you mix it with the XP product, you're going to get extended life out of it. It's going to last longer, and it's also going to repel bugs also. You know, something that we didn't talk about is the other benefits. We've been talking only about insects. You guys want to tell me about what this will do for other pests?
Yeah, it is a great repellent for rodents and snakes as well. When you are applying this product around the perimeter of a house, mice, voles, rats, snakes of any sort, they want nothing to do with these properties. It is too much of that smell. They want nothing to do with it. They'll go away, they'll stay away from the foundations, and they won't come in, and then you don't have the problem. So you would get this added bonus of, you know, rodent control on top of your insect repellent. So it's a kind of a great product to have for all kind of different pests that we have in the area.
It's kind of interesting because on the East Coast, we're primarily using it for insects where we're located. But out in California, they're using the pest management product also as a snake repellent. So it's fascinating how the product is so versatile and works very well. You know, a lot of times as pest control guys, we get into these accounts that are just sensitive and you're not sure what to use. Recently, you were in that situation and you decided to go ahead and use Nature-Cide. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I had a couple different issues in a major university in their kind of food prep areas where they had ants and roaches, and you know, all know that in food prep areas you cannot spray chemicals. All you can do is bait and glue boards. Well, you wanted something a little bit more effective, so the Nature-Cide AllPurpose, I was able to take that in and actually spray that in these areas where you cannot put a chemical, but you can put a natural product, an essential oil product. And I was able to go through these areas, and I was able to get control of these infestations and eliminate their issues.
As pest control technicians, a lot of times we're in a situation where the homeowner is saying, you know, I appreciate everything you've done for us, whether it's a green program or just a regular pest control program that we're operating in. They want to know, what can I use when you're not here? If I see something, you know, for peace of mind's sake, can I use this? Can I use that? And of course, they're using anything under the kitchen sink or anything that they find out in the garage. And we all hear the stories about, and they're so proud because they're showing you what they used, and they used half a can, of course, and you're like, oh my gosh, please don't do that again. Please don't put your children in danger or your pets in danger. And so we found as a company, one of the really neat things that we can do is we can offer the Nature-Cide pre-mixed products, and it's a great tool. You know, every home has 3 things. Everybody has some kind of bug spray under the kitchen sink that if they see a bug, they're going to spray. And it's usually something that has a petroleum distillate as a base, or something that is going to kill the bug really quick, but isn't really probably good to be spraying in the areas that folks are spraying them, whether around their kids or pets. The other thing is everybody has an insect repellent. You go outside, you say you're going on a hike or something, you're going to use a product maybe containing DEET or something like that. And the other thing that people are using is flea and tick products for their pets. So everybody uses these three things in their home. And the really neat thing about Nature-Cide is we have products that replace all those, that are all natural, non-toxic, and safe. So the first one I'd like to talk about is the pre-mixed flea and tick spray. Now this is actually the all-purpose concentrate, just in a pre-mixed bottle that you can actually spray on your pets. This works great on dogs. You can spray your carpets with it, you can spray your furniture with it, and it will kill fleas and ticks on contact. So this is a great tool for flea and ticks in your home, and of course, again, it can replace what you're currently using on your animals. Okay, then another product that we have is the Hydro, and this is actually for plants. I'm going to let Blanton tell us about that.
The Hydro product is similar to our the Nature-Cide pest management product, and what this is for is hydroponically grown plants. If you grow these plants, you'll have no soil, obviously, so you run into a kind of a host of different types of pests, whether it's aphids, mites, nematodes, and this will take care of all of those. It's safe to put on your crops. It's not going to harm anything. It's not going to harm the crop. It's not going to harm you eating the crop afterwards. And it is going to get rid of all of your insect problems, whether it's aphids eating sucking on the leaves, whether it's mites all over the plant as well, or whether it's nematodes that are in the roots. This Nature-Cide will also kill those, and it is not going to harm the water that your plants are also feeding off of.
Great. Okay, so now we have the outdoor product, which is the pest management product pre-mixed. Why don't you tell us about that, Jason?
I've used it at my house. Spray your screens. You have flies trying to get in, spray around your doors. They want nothing to do with it. You ever get a fly in the house or trying to get in around your picnic area? Mm-hmm. They want nothing about it. It's safe. It's great. People don't mind the smell. It doesn't have that chemical smell. It's a very pleasant odor.
And folks can go around the outside of their house with it. They can pretty much spray anything, in which,
correct.
What other product is out there that you can hand off to your customer, say, here, don't be afraid to use this around your garden. Don't be afraid to use this any place that your pets may hang out or your children may play. So it's a beautiful product for that. And again, this is also something that will repel snakes, mice, and rats, as Blanton was telling us earlier about the pest management product, because that's exactly what this is. It's the cedar and cinnamon product. So very, very good for outdoor use. And then we have the all-purpose product. Now, this is being used on bed bugs in hotels. It's really great to hand off to your customers for pretty much any problem they're having inside. You can give it to them, not worrying about where they're going to use it, how they're going to use it. And it will kill bed bugs, it'll kill stink bugs, as we mentioned earlier. There isn't too many things that won't die very, very quickly from it. And the good news is that you don't have to worry about selling that to your customers retail. One of the products that we really enjoy selling to our customers is the insect repellent. This comes in an 8-ounce size, and it's wonderful because you can spray your skin with it, you can spray your clothing with it. It's great for hunting, hiking, anything like that. So, Blanton, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is a great product. It just apply it where you need it, and you're pretty much good to go. It's going to keep all those insects, those biting insects, from getting on you. Fleas, ticks, biting flies, all those other irritants that you get when you're running around the woods. And
of course, we have the 2-ounce size for traveling. This is great if you're traveling on a plane. You can take it with you and This will also work on bed bugs. I mean, you can use the all-purpose, but if you are traveling and you want to use this, you can use it as well.
And it is the 2-ounce size, so that means you can take it on your carry-on. It is something that you can take with you on the plane. It is not the wrong size like a lot of the products out there. This is something you can travel with. So here we have the full line of pre-mixed Nature-Cide products. We have the Hydro, the 8-ounce insect repellent, the all-purpose, and the outdoor, as well as the 2-ounce travel size and our flea and tick. That makes up our entire line of pre-mixed, ready-to-use items.
Again, this is Greg Pettis with Dominion Distributors saying thank you for joining us. Thank you, Blanton. Thank you, Jason, for sharing your experience with the product. And please remember that you can get the Nature-Cide product line from your Residex representative, and you can spray safe products and offer them to your clients. Thank you.